here from Guitar at Work. Welcome back. Shane Simpson from Guitar at Work. Glad to be here. This is a great song. This is My Sweet Lord by George Harrison. Ted, I want to thank you for requesting this just a couple of weeks ago now. Wonderful song, and I can't believe I haven't done it already. So thank you for that. Again, George Harrison's My Sweet Lord. You're going to need a capo, so don't forget to mention that capo's on the 2nd fret. Normal tuning, nothing weird there. It's fairly repetitive. Okay, so really the only bumps for some of us are going to be a couple of bar chords in there, but this could be your chance to get through those once and for all. If you avoid them, of course, you're not going to climb that little hill, right? So let's go through them slowly. I'll talk about some techniques to get you through that bar chord, bumpy beginnings. A lot of people have with bar chords. Everybody does, to tell you the truth. You get a lot of dead spots, but let's take care of that. And it's if bar chords are new to you, you can just peck away at them. You don't have to make it your sole project, right? I do want to thank you for coming back and subscribing and all that stuff. We hit 100,000 subscribers just a couple of weeks ago. Got a fancy new plaque that I should probably show you at some point, and really, really cool for sure. And again, Ted, thanks for that, and all your comments, suggestions have been really, really great. Things are going really well. I hope you too. I'm going to send you to patreon.com/guitaratwork. I've got 3 pages here for you. 2 with the actual song on it, with the chords over top, the lyrics and all that good stuff. And then here's your detailed page, which has all of the chord voicings and the strumming pattern as well that you're going to need. So I'll be referring to these the entire time on my trusty iPad. And I want to tell you, I'm going to be using the fabulous BEATBUDDY drum machine. You heard it on the intro. I announced happily announced my affiliation with the BEATBUDDY company, which is called Singular Sound. Singular Sound makes the BEATBUDDY, and I've had a BEATBUDDY now for about 5 years. So proudly an affiliate of theirs now, and there's a promo code, and I'll put a link in the description. If you want to get a BEATBUDDY, highly recommend it. Again, I've been using it for about 5 years, and I just love it. There'll be a link in the description where you can click through, and also promo code GAW, is in Guitar at Work, GAW10, Guitar at Work 10, GAW10 will get you 10% off. So really helps to support the channel. I appreciate that, and some of you did it last time, which is just wonderful to see. I love the thing. It comes with an SD card and an amazing little manager thing on your computer, and you load in songs, you load in whatever you want. A lot of people ask me about the settings. I'm just going to be using the Blues 1 pattern here today, and the song comes in at 120 beats per minute. That was 120 beats per minute and the Blues 1 pattern. So go grab a BEATBUDDY. They're just fabulous. They make practicing so much fun. It's like having a real drummer. Let's jump in on this Capo 2, and we're going to need an E minor shape. The great thing is the intro I just played, once you know that, you know pretty much half the song. So that's great. That's going to repeat in the verses and the choruses, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to jump on an E minor. I don't think there's any problem there for you. On the bottom of your detail sheet, you're going to see a strumming pattern. You're going to go E minor, down, down, up, down, up, down. Now on the and of 4, we jump to an A chord. So it happens slightly before the bar line. The term for that is push, okay? Sort of the hipper term is called push. You push the A, you come in before the next bar. Don't complicate it, just go by sound. In the classical world, they call that an anticipation, but you're pushing it. Here, let me do this. Here's the whole thing, E minor to A. At the very end of that 2nd bar, you push the E minor to repeat it all. There it is. And then push. Good. I would love to do that. Let's do that round and round together, E minor to A. I think we all know those chords, just to burn in that strumming pattern. Hey, and if it's new to you, you're really inputting. You're inputting into your right arm, in most cases, a rhythm in there. And it will show up in other places, and it's getting you used to reacting on the fly. So get in there and do it with me. Let's go round and round a bunch of times. And remember, you're pushing each of those chords. They're coming in a little bit early, except for the very beginning. So here comes E minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and A, push. E minor, push. Repeating now. A. There you go. E minor, push it. Beginning again. A. E minor, go. It's often a good idea. Let's take a chance to breathe there. I'll start you off from the top again, just in case you missed something in there. It's hard to get back in, right? You're staring at it on paper, and I have to admit, staring at it on paper, it tends doesn't feel as musical. You really have to input it and know it, and then you can, it just starts to relax a bit. At first, you might be playing it as to not mess it up, right? So it might sound a bit stiff. Just be kind to yourself. Here's E minor from the top. 3, 4, and up. A on the up. There it is. E minor on the up. Repeat. A on the up. Good. E minor on the up. Repeating there. There's an A coming. E minor on the up. Last one. And it's going to go to D after that. Okay, so no problem on the D. Now the same thing I'm looking at here on my trusty iPad. On the D, I'm looking at the intro here, which again, very much like the verse and the chorus and all that. D to B minor. D to B minor. Let's try this D. Now here's a B minor. If that's your first B minor, let's have a look at some techniques. If it is not your first B minor, bear with me while we talk to people it's brand new to, because everybody struggles with this guy. There it is. Now the biggest thing I find is make sure you have your wrist down and out. Down and out. The worst thing is if your wrist is up there like that, like a baseball bat grip or a hockey stick here, you just can't get any squish power, right? So bring that wrist down and you may require to duck in that left shoulder. There it is there. Boom. So it's really just like an A minor shape that's been brought up two frets and re-fingered. So there's your bar. Now I want to keep that first finger as straight as I can, and I'm actually touching the fret. I'm touching that fret, that silver part there, and I'm rolling it to my left toward the capo. There. And you're going to get some of this stuff. Right, get some of that. That's okay. Everybody gets a little bit of that first. How about this? If you get 4 out of the 5 notes in there, you still have, or even 3 of the 5, you still have a functional B minor until it cleans up quite naturally. But all about technique. I'm going to go from the D again. There's nothing in common. You just make a run for it. Here we go, and like that. And biggest thing, instead of crushing it like that, I'm pulling with my left shoulder. Okay, so pulling it with my left shoulder. So right now I have my thumb off. You'd never do that, of course, but just to show you, there's a fair bit of pull coming from there, which saves your wrist, you know, because you shouldn't feel uncomfortable, but it will at first. Here we go. There you go. And a great exercise I like to do is I'm going to start with the bar and place the other fingers. Then I'm going to start with the middle finger, place the other fingers. Start with the ring finger, place the other fingers. Start with the pinky, place the other fingers. That gets you to the point where it's landing in one package, I'll say, as one shape, rather than assembling it. Boom, 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 boom. We all have to do that at first, but to get you through that, you'd want to start it with every finger. And that's the kind of practice. Are you playing the guitar or you're practicing the guitar? There's a big distinction there, right? You might throw on a movie and just say, you know what, I'm not even going to strum, I'm just going to practice getting there. D to B minor. You have a movie on, because it is, it's not a whole lot of fun to play, and D to B minor. So I hope that helps you. And that holds true for any bar chord. So I'm going to play the second line of the intro, and I'm going to stop when we get to this E flat diminished 7th thing. Don't let that spook you. It's a fairly easy chord, E flat diminished 7th. Here it comes. D to B minor, slowly, same pattern, 3, 4, D, B minor. There's a D coming on the up. Here, B minor on the up. There's a D coming again. Good. Now E flat diminished 7th. Check this out. There he is there. You'll see that on your detail sheet. That's an E flat diminished 7th. Now it's supposed to sound tense. If you just walk up to somebody and go, hey, it's like a horror movie, right? But music is tension and release. Clearly this is tension, right? It's hard to even know if you're playing the chord correctly because it sounds so, out of context, it sounds so nasty, right? So there's an E flat diminished 7, and you may have seen a B7 before, which is where this is going. B7, you take your middle finger, it's the only one that has to move. Blink, middle finger is the only guy that has to move. And do that again. Here's E flat diminished 7. Locate that middle finger. Sometimes you may have to tap it to wake him up because it's hard to move him when he's all tangled up in there. There's a E flat diminished 7th, going to B7. Only he moves, only that middle moves. And I want to tell you, you're probably used to this by now if you've been around this channel for a while. When chords are bracketed on my charts, as these two are, that means they get 2 beats apiece. They're half a bar apiece. No exceptions in this guy. If they're bracketed, they get 1, 2 beats, and then 3, 4 is the second chord. So half and half, and then we're back to an E minor, and the tension will release on E minor. There you go. I'm going to do here is the second line of the intro. Come with me. Here's a D, come slowly. 3, 4, and B minor. Here's a D coming. B minor. Get there if you can. D coming. Here's my 2 beats, E flat diminished 7th. B7, 2 beats. E minor. A. Good. And on that bracketed bit, I just went like E flat diminished 7th, down, up, B7. I went down, up, and then returned to the regular pattern on the E minor. 2, 2, A. That guy there. Hey, and now that brings us to our first chorus. It says chorus 1 on the left-hand side. That is the same as what we just did. So basically, you'll be repeating that intro through the verse and the chorus for a little while for sure. I want to put the BEATBUDDY on. the BEATBUDDY on. The song comes in at 120 beats a minute. I'm going to slow it down to 100 just for a slow play through up to the bridge. Okay, slow play along up to the bridge. You should be able to do what we're about to do before we move on to the full speed thing, or even move on to the second part of the song. We talked last time in a video, in the last video, Mr. Bojangles. We talked about the steps toward learning these things. Maybe, you know, in a 20-minute video, you shouldn't be able to play the song by the end of 20 minutes. No, anybody would have to practice these chords if they're new to you, right? If they're new to you. So be kind to yourself. It is a process, but YouTube makes it seem like you should be able to, by the time you finish the video, you should be able to play a song. It's not the case. Stop tape, boom. So you know what? My B minor just isn't happening. I'm going to shut off the tape. I'm going to go watch a movie. And I'm going to play B minor 1,000 times until it's mine. So that's great. I'm going to go to 100 beats a minute here. Slow down to 100 beats a minute on the fabulous BEATBUDDY from Singular Sound. I have to get used to saying it. Promo code GAW10. And there's a link in the description. I just love this machine. So I'm going to do the intro, and then the chorus 1, verse 1, chorus 2, verse 2, chorus 3. You're seeing that all on your sheet there. And I'm going to stop at the bridge, okay? So here it comes. In 1, 2, 3, E minor. A. E minor. This is the intro. A on the end. There you go. E minor. Come. There's an A. E minor. Last one. There's a D coming. Here we go. Second line of the intro. B minor. D coming. B minor. Good. D coming. E flat diminished 7. B7. E minor. Back to normal. A. Chorus 1. My sweet Lord. A. Minor coming. Verse 1, D coming. C, B minor. D coming. Really want to be with you. Good. D coming. Really want to see you. E flat diminished 7 now. B7, E minor. A. Chorus 2, E minor. My sweet Lord. Good. E minor coming. My Lord. Minor coming, my Lord. Verse 2, D coming. Here we go. No E. B minor. D here. We want to go with you. Here, D coming. Really want to show you, Lord. E flat diminished 7. B7. E minor. A. Good. Chorus 3. E minor coming now. There you go. A. E minor. A coming. E last one. E minor. And an A. There we go. Hey, there we go. That was at 100 beats a minute, 20 beats slower than the actual song comes in. But hey, that's perfectly respectable while you're getting to know it. I'll go back to 120 here for later on. Now, if you're struggling with what we just did, I would recommend stopping tape and do it a bunch of times. And it's good to do it in real time like that a little bit too. There's something called step time practice, which is when you're just sitting by yourself. Timing doesn't matter. You go, okay, D, B minor. Doesn't matter how quickly you get there because there's nobody else playing with you. Okay, D, B minor. That's step time. You're taking the chords out of context. Then, of course, real time is what we just did, where you got to get there. If you miss a chord, doesn't mean you need to start all over again. You need to be conscious of how much time has gone by during that little bump, and then rejoin at the next chord or 2 chords later. And just fasten your seatbelts, get used to recovery skills and parachuting in where you can. Happens to everybody. Just make the right faces. Nobody will know it was you. That's a good thing. Okay. And, okay, the bridge. Here's where we have a key change. Key change is, you know, when something gets a little repetitive, as this song is very repetitive, when something gets a little bit repetitive, maybe halfway through or somewhere in there, you change the key and it gives it a bit of a boost. It gives it a bit of a lift. It sounds fresh again. That's exactly what's happened here. I'm going to start with the bridge. It starts on a D. 2 bars on a D. I'm going to go 3, 4, just slowly, step time. And again, D. Now D7, you know this guy, there's a D7. It's on your sheet. The bridge, B7, you know what B7, 2 bars of that guy. Here's an E coming. Really want to see you, Lord. There's your new key established. Feel it sounds fresh now. F diminished 7th, okay? I know it sounds crazy, but it's the same shape you played, E flat diminished 7th, same shape you played, but it's 2 frets higher. Again, you'll see that picture of that on your detail sheet. There's F diminished 7. It's the same shape you did down 2 frets lower. Be because we change keys 2 frets above from D to E, and there we go. C sharp 7. You're going to see this guy, C sharp 7 is the 4th fret barred, and that's the one. It's kind of like an A7 drop, brought up, if that helps you there. There we go. That's the one. And same rules apply. You know, same thing applies within reason. You're trying to keep that first finger ducking my shoulder down, trying a little pull from the left shoulder. You're going to get some of this. Be kind to yourself. There you go. And that's tension. It wants to go to F sharp minor. There you go. And that's the last of our bar chord. No, there's one more, sorry. There's an F sharp minor. And here we go. Here's a B. Now, I want to take a moment on this B. A couple of ways at least to finger that B. Just make sure we're okay here. We are. The B chord. You'll see 2 fingerings on your detail sheet. And this is the last new chord. This is great. If I just take an A chord like that, and I drag it up 2 frets. 1, 2. I'm fingering that A, 2, 3, and 4. Fingers, middle, ring, and pinky. I'm going to drag that up 2 frets, and then borrow the 2nd fret. That A became a B. A sharp, B, boom. There we go. And that is the 1 fingering in there. That is the 2nd fingering I put on the chart there for it. Now, that's a great way to play it. It's a little tougher to get to because there's more fingers involved. I think you should be able to play it both ways. The other fingering is this guy here. Like that. So that's your 1st finger, playing the active bass note like that. And it may appear like he's barring, but he's not. Ring finger. There. And then ring finger is smushing. I'm barring the D, G, and B strings. I X'd out the high E, and with that fingering, you can X out the high E. So you're really only playing the inside set. There you go. Your A, D, G, and B strings. Now that's no fun. That for me, even with the length of these digits, that requires a whole new wrist angle for me, and my elbow comes up like that, which helps me to smear the ring finger. If I try to bust that knuckle on the ring, if I'm down like that as normal, and I try to squish that ring finger, no way, it's not happening. It is not happening. So if I bring that shoulder up, okay, okay, it's doing it by itself, right? And really, I'm just pulling. I'm really just pulling on it like that. There we go. And this guy here is not barring, he's just accommodating the bass note. There we go. Hey, so I know that's a lot. You may need to stop tape there and say, okay, we've got some bar chord activity here, and it is worth doing. These chords come up in a zillion songs, so don't avoid them, get in there. But again, you could make this a project that you peck away at. If they're brand new to you, it's going to seem overwhelming, and I hope it's not the case. Don't let it overwhelm you. Everybody goes through these chords. So I'm going to take it from I'm going to take it from the bridge and play along if you can. If you cannot, just peck away at those, come back and see us. Here's a D coming. Really want to see you, really want to see you. 3, 4, here's a D. Another D. D7. B7. Here we go. 2 bars of that. There's an E coming. F diminished 7, C sharp 7, and F sharp minor. And to a B. I'm going to finger it whatever way occurs to me. Chorus 4. There you go, F sharp minor to B. F sharp minor to B again. I'll finger that B the other way this time. And F sharp minor, it doesn't matter. Here we go. And do a B. Here's a verse 3, E. Really want to know you. Okay, I told you that we were done with the bar chords. C sharp minor now, but it doesn't really count because C sharp minor is the same as B minor, okay? So C sharp minor is the same as a B minor that you've been working on, just drag it 2 frets higher. So here's a B minor, up 2 frets is a C sharp minor, exactly the same fingering. You're going to see the Roman numeral 4 on your sheet. Roman numeral 4 means that we're doing that on the 4th fret, right? There we go. There's C sharp minor. So I am now taking it from verse 3. Here comes an E. 3, 4, know you. C sharp minor. Here's an E, really want to go with you. C sharp minor. E, really want to show you. F diminished to C sharp 7. F sharp minor. My Lord, hallelujah, all that good stuff. Chorus 5, F sharp minor. And a B. Here's an F sharp minor, my sweet Lord. And F sharp minor. Going to a B. There we go. Okay, good. I know that's tough. I always feel badly when I've done so many private lessons for so many years, and I see people, their faces just drop. They're doing really well, D's and G's and all that, because then a B minor shows up, and they're like, oh. But remember, it probably used to be the F that's giving you trouble, And somebody always says in the crowd, F is still giving me trouble. Yeah, I know. The bar chords, for sure, it's all about your technique. Just get in there and do it. You can get it. Now I'm going to do a full speed play along at this point, and trust that you're stop tape and you're ready to go with that. And it's again 120 beats a minute. Fabulous. Beat Buddy, grab a Beat Buddy. And again, I'll send you to patreon.com/guitar@work. You'll get along a whole lot easier with this if you've got the sheets handy. And actually, you can, if you head to Patreon, you can scoop up a whole bunch of songs that I've done videos for, and scoop up all those sheets and play along with each of those videos. So it doesn't have to be a big commitment. Just get in there, grab all those sheets, and come back and see other videos as well. Here we go. I am going to do the intro, and right through the song, I'm going to have to scroll at the bottom of the first page. And if you're ready, here we go. Starting out on an E minor, and 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. E minor, A coming. E minor. One more, E minor. Here's a D coming, still in the intro. B minor. There's a D coming. E minor, good, D coming. E flat diminished 7th, B7, E minor, A. Chorus 1, E minor, A coming. Good, E minor, A. One more, E minor, A. Verse 1, D. Really want to C, B minor. D, really want to be with you. D coming again, and C low. E flat diminished 7, B7, E minor, A. Chorus 2, E minor, A coming. Good, E minor here. A. One more, E minor. Verse 2, D, really want to know you. Good, D, really want to go with you. D, really want to show you, Lord. E flat diminished 7th, here we go. B7, E minor, A. Chorus 3, E minor, my sweet Lord, A. E minor coming, A. E minor coming, A. Bridge, D, 2 bars. D7, 2 bars. B7, go. There's an E. F diminished 7th, C sharp 7, and F sharp minor, B. Chorus 4, F sharp minor, B. F sharp minor, B. One more, F sharp minor, B. Verse 3, E. C sharp minor, E, C sharp minor. Here's an E again. F diminished 7, C sharp 7, and F sharp minor, B, F sharp minor, and good, F sharp minor. One more, F sharp minor, my Lord. Instrumental, here's an E. C sharp minor, just like a verse. E, instrumental E, C sharp minor. E, F diminished 7th, C sharp 7th, F sharp minor, and B, scroll, and F sharp minor, woo, got there. F sharp minor, my Lord, Hare Krishna, B, second line, F sharp minor, page 2, B, F sharp minor, there's a B coming, E, verse 4, really want to see, C sharp minor, E, really want to be with you, C sharp minor, good, E, really want to see you, Lord, F diminished 7th, C sharp 7th, F sharp minor, B. Now chorus, all the way home, chorus 7, F sharp minor, B, all the way home, my Lord, B, Hare Krishna, my sweet Lord, F sharp minor, B, good, F sharp minor, round and round, nothing's changing. Good, next grouping now, F sharp minor, Guru Brahma, F sharp minor, all the way home. They're going to fade out. F sharp minor. There you go. And good. Now it's going to go on. There we go. Good. It would go on, geez, for another for another chorus in the bottom. All the same, F sharp minor to B. Now, while you're practicing that, don't throw your back out with these bar chords, and also when your wrist gets sore, take a break for sure. But hey, when your wrist gets sore, unless you're predisposed to something, carpal tunnel, something like that, something terrible, tendonitis, whatever. Remember, these are new muscles at work, so you might get a little, it's a little achy. So it might be a little achy with these new muscles working, but I can't diagnose it. Just be careful. Just be careful with your hands, and because you need them. That is My Sweet Lord. Thank you, Ted. Great request. And again, head to patreon.com, grab a bunch of sheets, come back and do a bunch of videos. I get such great feedback about the play-along videos, and I'm so glad, because I always, in my opinion, YouTube is great, but it's one way, right? It's one way. You got to make sure you're playing with other people, and it's difficult right now to do that. So this will prepare you to be in doing a play-along, and everybody messes up, but try to find out where you are. You're staring at the sheet. Okay, I'll meet him. I'll meet you on that E minor. I'll meet you on that D. It's a real-time experience, which is so important when you're jamming. And please head to, there's a link in the description to Singular Sound for the Beat Buddy. Grab that promo code GAW10. I'll put it right there. GAW10 gets you 10% off. It really supports the channel. Thanks for that, and thanks for the people at Singular Sound, and of course to Eric in Puerto Rico for getting all that going, as I mentioned last time. Thanks a lot, guys. Always fun, and we'll see you again next time. Best in the holidays if I don't see you till then. Later. 1, 2, out, out.